Hey guys, how's it going? And welcome back and welcome to the Ultimate Guitar Hack. So this little hack or trick, I'd like to call it, is going to help you to become a far better guitar player about 5 times faster, maybe even more, depending on how much time you actually put into playing your guitar. Now, I'm a left-handed guitar player by nature. Anybody who's been on my channel really does know that. And I've had a few right-handed guitars, and I've been giving it my go, and I can play a number of songs, and then of course I got rid of my last righty, which was a white acoustic, and I thought, yeah, I'm good, I haven't hurt myself at work in a long time. So, what do I need this thing collecting dust for? And it served a purpose. But then I started to get to thinking recently, I kind of miss having a right-handed guitar around, and I really want to accomplish that goal. I really want to play both left-handed and right-handed, but I've now decided I want to be equal on both sides of the fence. And to do that, I have a lot of work ahead of me. Now, it took me my whole life to get as good as I am right now today, lefty, right? But I want to shortcut that, and I want to do that within, say, a year, maybe 2 tops, okay, instead of most of my life, which has been a long time. No, I'm not that old. I'm starting to get there, but I'm not quite that old yet. No, I've actually been playing Know What I'm Doing since I was 14, and but I've been actually at guitar since I was about 5, so I've been at this for well over 40 years anyways. And so I thought, you know what, there's got to be a faster, easier way I can do this for a reason. You'll know that as a beginner guitar player, a lot of people tell you, no pain, no gain. You're going to have pain, especially in your fingertips. Well, they kind of neglected to mention the wrist, the hand cramping, and the forearm, swelling up and blood vessels popping out of your arm, right? And you're going to probably experience some of that, and that's from improper hand curvature, right? And so, of course, I know how to play left-handed. I should be able to just, do this with ease, right? No. Okay, it's a whole different thing when you're trying to do something opposite. So I figured I'm going to start out with some G chord here and play a G. And I can kind of get that, right? Then I try a C. And I know where I'm supposed to strum for each chord, right? But the problem is I couldn't even hold the pick right. Now I'm getting used to holding the pick right now. Very important that you don't hold it too tight or too loose. And about 1/4 of an inch stick out is what they say as far as the maximum goes. But a little shorter in is always a good thing. Especially when you want to do certain things that you can't do with having 1/4 of an inch of this thing sticking out at you. So anyway, the other thing is you're supposed to be strumming, of course, on a angle where the tip is facing upward a bit. Not dead on. Okay, dead on is good for, playing lead licks or some blues stuff. But for strumming, you need to be very fluent. So you need to be able to go down and then back up. Down, back up, down, back up. Your teacher should be teaching you this stuff. Okay, now, I'm getting pretty good without having any assistance, right? And I've only been back at this now for about 2 weeks, and out of the 2 weeks, there's been a few days I was playing for 5 hours straight. Any other day, I couldn't do this more than 10 minutes. My hand would cramp. I'm getting no pain in my fingertips because I've learned from all my years playing left-handed that, I used to be a heavy grabber, but you're always playing out of tune, right? And you wonder why your guitar doesn't stay in tune long. It's because you're squeezing the neck too hard, and you're playing out of pitch. And so anyways, to get back into pitch, you've got to actually press light. And light also equals speed, because the less you're going with a death grip, the faster you can switch between chords. And you need to be able to do fast transitions from one chord to the next in any song. You have to be quick on it, right? Because you got to keep that timing going with your strumming. Because you're doing 2 things at once here, and if you're singing, there's 3, and if you're tapping your foot, there's 4. Okay, because only 1 foot's going to be tapping, not 2. So anyway, so I got to thinking, well, okay, what can I do here? Now I know that a few of those chords still aren't sounding quite right, and I'm struggling with it, right? Because I'm way out here. And being way out here is where I got those problems because of improper hand curvature, which isn't so bad now. It's a lot less frequent whenever I try to play over here. But I figured out something, because I couldn't find anything anywhere on the internet that anybody suggested this before. So I thought, well, what about a capo? Capos are great. They're good for changing keys. So if you want to play in the key of A flat, and your first chord happens to be a G, hello, okay, A flat, G sharp is A flat, okay, up one more, play the same G chord, now you're in the key of A, alright, so they're good for key changes, they're great for getting your vocals matched with songs really well too, and sometimes, you may need the capo on the third, and you got to change your chords around, so you can change the chords a bit. But anyways, so I thought, alright, well, where's a good place to start? So I thought, well, what about the fifth? Seems reasonable, because I still have a fair amount of room in here to do a lot of different chords. So I can do a G, I can do a C, I can do an F. Well, we can all kind of do an F. We all hate the F chord, okay? Especially this one. Then of course, we got A minor, and we have E minor, and we have E. And I'm thinking, well, okay, there's a few chords I can do. A is a little more difficult because it's a little more cramped, right? And the bigger your fingers are, the more cramped it's going to be. So if you got smaller fingers, you can easily do the A in here. But to even get some basic chords down, you need G, C, D, and E minor, and there's tens of thousands of songs you could play. Now, I've played guitar before right-handed, and I've learned to play a bunch of songs, and I got pretty decent at it. But then, like I said, it's just, I haven't hurt my hand in a long time at work, so I gave it up, and it served another purpose. But then I got to thinking, hey, I want another guitar again, and this time I'm going electric. I actually like electrics more so for a lot of reasons than acoustics, but I also like my acoustics for certain things that electrics just can't do. Which is the reason why I have both, but I also do have more electrics than I do acoustics. So I started playing up here, and I thought, okay, well, there's my G. And strumming was another issue. Oh, strumming was like so bad. If you look back to my NGD day, my new guitar day on this Fender Telecaster 50s Vibe, you will find how crummy I was. And I think I've had a couple videos with this guitar since, and I was still really crummy. And then I come on to this idea with the capo, and I started doing this. Started to realize that, hey, my strumming is getting better really quick too, and I'm switching chords pretty fast. And then I thought, could I do hand dampening, I wonder? I started to actually get into doing the hand dampening, and I got better and better really quick. Now, I've been using this technique for 3 days, okay? And I'm playing on average about 5 hours straight per day. I have no cramping in my hand, no cramping in my forearm. It's not swelling up. My blood vessels aren't popping. And, of course, I don't have any pain in my fingertips whatsoever because I have learned throughout the years of playing as a left-handed player. From being a heavy grabber, I've learned to touch the strings light. And light equals speed. Light also equals not playing out of tune, which also means your guitar is going to stay in tune much longer if you're not death gripping those strings and that neck. And I've met a lot of people in my life that, they grip the neck really hard, they fret their notes hard, and what happens here is, I don't know how well you can hear that. Okay, just vibrating, pushing in and out on the string. So there's so much space there that you can do a vibrato thing with just that, which is actually knocking your guitar right out of tune. Okay, And I just tuned this sucker just before starting the video, so it was in great tune. It's not bad, it's pretty close, it's not out by much. Just a hair it was out. So that's pretty decent, okay? Just a hairball. But the thing is you don't want to keep playing like that, because you're going to put other strings out of tune a lot easier. Especially your B string, you know. A friend of mine actually tried playing my guitar last night and tuned it up, and he knocked out that B string really quick. And, you know, it happens. And I've done it myself, you know. So it's just like, you got to learn the guitars need a light touch, not a heavy touch. You know, so... But my chording improved. My strumming improved. All of it. Boom, 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 that fast. And I found myself from, you know, 5 to 10 minutes of being in really bad pain playing without this capo to absolutely zero pain playing with it, and my skills improved exponentially just even on the first day. The second day, even better. Third day, even better. Okay, today's day 4. I'm at it again, and right now I'm actually on about hour number 2 because I've had a few tries to cut this video because I want to try and watch my timing on it. But start at the 1st fret for a week. Leave it there for a week. Like, take it off when you're not playing, obviously. But start at the 5th fret for a week. 2nd week, 4th, and then 3rd, then 2nd, then 1st, then none. Okay, and that's pretty much about the way I'm going to do this with this guitar. Is I'm going to, you know, just do my first full week. I've got like 2 more days left. So a 5-day week or a 7-day week, pick out whichever one you like the best. Right? And just even taking it slow with the strumming. Because strumming is something that's very difficult to do at the best of times in the beginning, you know. It comes with time. And practice, and a lot of practice, okay? And there's so many different strumming patterns out there to learn, and that you're going to need to learn to play a lot of songs, right? So, you know, you got to kind of learn them. So start out at even a simple 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. Okay, and then speed it up. Try other stuff, you know, like and then when you get really gutsy, experiment with different strumming patterns. Don't even worry about playing songs right away. Playing songs right away is unimportant, okay? You need to learn to play, period. You need to learn to switch between chords. So you need to learn at least 4 chords. G, C, D, and E minor. Learn those 4 first, and then, once you get a good grasp on them, add to them, okay? So, and you add chords as you need them is probably a good way to do that. You know, so learn G, C, D, E minor, and then, you know, next would be probably an A minor, a B minor. You know, B minor is a little different. You know, it's played kind of like in this position. Okay? But you're playing these positions. You're not actually playing those actual chords. You're playing the formations on the 5th fret. Anytime you're using a capo, you're not playing the actual G or A, B, C, D chord per se. You're playing a variation of that chord, okay? A different voice in that chord. So if I play a G here, an actual G, that's a G, okay? If I bring this capo to the 2nd fret and do that G again, same position, I'm actually playing an A chord, okay? And then if you take your C actually is now a D. And if you want to do a comparison, here's our C, which is supposed to be now a D. Take the capo off, do a D. Whoops. Okay, back on. There you go. So, easy to learn how to use a capo. It's not that hard. But anyway, so that's my little trick for you guys, my little ultimate hack to become a guitar player 5 times quicker, you know, and it actually does work. You know, I mean, I'll swear to it, it actually works. Like I said, I started out and without the capo, and I was doing like 5-10 minutes. I couldn't go any longer, and I didn't even want to touch it again the same day. And then I went to the next day, until I figured out, I'm going to try the capo and see what happens. Because I know the capo is going to force a natural curvature to take place. And as you're going down the line, you're slowly bringing that angle out. So what you are in fact doing here is you're starting out with a curvature that is going to be really good. It's not going to be perfect. You still might have to work out a little bit. But it's going to be a lot better than trying to start here, where everything is way out on a far angle, okay, and your curvature is way out of whack, you know, so you're going to want to make sure you're in whack, okay, get this down right, and slowly bring that angle out, and everything will just fall into place. And so now I can even play out here. Now some of my chords are going to get a little funked because you also have a different depth here. Okay, the closer you are to the nut, you have a little bit more of a taller depth or higher string height to deal with than when you put a capo on and everything gets forced down even really super low. So make sure your guitar is professionally set up to have the action as low as possible to the fretboard without buzz. Use the capo on a 5-week plan. Learn G, C, D, E minor to start with. Okay, practice different strumming patterns. Get it in your brain what you'd like to try in here, and try and tell your hand through your brain that this is what I want you to do. Okay, because your brain has to tell your hands, otherwise your hands are like, oh, I don't know what he wants me to do. I mean, you know, kind of thing, right? And just decide when you want to switch the chord. You might want to stay on the G chord for a while and just... And also hold your pick properly. That's going to be the struggle, is learning to hold this pick properly. I'm still working out a few little bugs, but I pretty much got it for the most part. But the important thing is a 1/4 of an inch, no more than a 1/4 of an inch stick out. Less than that is actually optimally better. Okay, when you are strumming, you're strumming on the tip on a slight up angle, and then of course coming back up, it's on a down angle. Okay, and that descent and upward angle again, okay, it's going to be a little bit more direct on over time, you know, and then when you want to start playing, you know, like scales, that's more of a direct on. That's not so much of a down thing, okay, and try that and see how that works out for you. I mean, I struggled for a long time, even as a lefty player, you know, and we all have struggled, right? But the more time I put into my guitar, the more I got out of it, right? This little trick also, for me, going right-handed now, I'm finding I want to play it more, you know, because it's like, I'm getting really good at this. I'm like... Now now I can take it down to the 4th. I don't feel any pain. Zero, you know. Light touch, great. You know, you have to have that light touch. Also, if you're going to do this on electric guitar, adjustable capo, mandatory. You don't want the capo putting too much pressure on whatever fret you're on, because that can also whack your guitar way out of pitch and knock it out of tune. Okay, capos can be notorious for that. So get an adjustable tension one and set the tensions just so that you can, you know, not smash the daylights out of the strings, but about this hard. And hear nothing that's going to vibrate or buzz. Okay, then you know you got the tension right. And then you just continue on. Now where my capo is set, now this is a D'Addario capo in case you're wondering. Okay, this works great for acoustics as well. But I have this set for this guitar right now. I do have a Kaiser capo that I've modified in order to lessen the pressure on the neck on my acoustic, and it works just beautiful for that. So that capo actually works on both my acoustics. And then this, of course, will run on all my electrics. I just got to change it depending on which electric it's on, because every one of my electrics has a different neck profile, except there are two that are the same guitar, but same neck profile. But anyway, you get the idea, right? So hopefully this helped you guys out. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. You know, I thought I'd share this with you because so many people struggle, including myself. I've been struggling for years trying to even teach myself right-handed guitar, and now I finally found a way that just ultimately made a massive difference even the first day. And now I find myself that I can literally and honestly play for 5 hours at a crack, and I've been doing it, you know, for the last couple days, and I don't get tired. You know, if I could play longer than 5 hours, if I didn't have to do something else, I would still be at the guitar for another 4 or 5 hours, you know. And so the more you put into it, the more you're going to get out of it faster as well. But doing this definitely is going to improve your playing skills virtually instantaneously. You're going to have so much easier of a time. Okay, so that's just something to, you know, help you out. But anyways, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you liked it, give it a big thumbs up. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe and smash that bell for notifications so you'll get updates from my channel. There will be a lot more guitar stuff going on in the next while. I'm finally on winter vacation time for me. And so I got the next couple months to just have a riot in here too. But I will be doing other videos than just music, guys. I'll be doing my RC stuff too for my RC fans and other things. And I have a couple of videos in the works right now too. Some new products that are coming to me. And we'll check those out and see what they're like as well. So stay tuned on the channel for that stuff. And you know, if I haven't said it yet, and I probably haven't, Happy New Year to everybody. You know, this is 2020 after all, and I know I'm a few days late, but, you know, hey. But thanks again, and see you in the next one. Ciao.